Wisteria, it's a problem, isn't it? Not only how to control its rampant growth, but also how to get it to flower reliably every year. The problem is that it's meant to scramble, it's meant to climb up tall forest trees to get to the light. And in doing so, when you grow it on your house, it just scrambles all over the place. And if you're not careful, you'll get such a big plant that you can't control it and you won't be able to see the flowers. So the key thing is, once you've trained out these soft, vigorous growths to make a framework of your plant, you then need to get into the way of pruning it regularly every year. In fact, not just once a year, twice a year. Once now in the summer, around about July, August is ideal, and again in the autumn after the leaves have fallen off and before it gets too cold to be out there for any length of time. The key to it is to find those long shoots and trace them back. This one's actually grown so vigorously that it's twisted in amongst everything else, and you don't need to untangle it. Just trace that growth back to where it starts from, where it started into growth earlier this year. And then at this time of year in the summer, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buds up from where it started and simply cut at an angle just above that bud there, so that you're at an angle in the same direction that that leaf joint is facing. Cut there, and then this bit, when we've pruned the rest of the plant, will just drop away. Now, the other thing that you can cut off at this time of year are this year's flowers, these long racemes where the flowers are attached. You've got these stalks that, to be honest, don't look particularly attractive, and in a few weeks' time they'll start to go yellow. You may actually find 1 or 2 seed pods on the end of the plant, and it might be tempting to leave those on because you think, oh, I could grow a new wisteria from seed. But let me tell you, you don't want to bother, because even if you do get them to germinate once they've ripened, they take about 10 or 12 years before you'll get any flowers, and it's not even guaranteed that that plant would flower anyway. So it's best to trace those long racemes back up into the plant where they're coming from and just remove those, just to tidy everything up and discard those as well. But now this is where the fun starts, because I've not only got to prune it down here at ground level, but up there. So now we're up here, let's have a look at this wisteria. You can really see the potential for growth when you're up here. Look, about 2.5 meters of growth since it started in about April time. Amazing amounts of growth, and if we don't control it now, it'll be really unkempt later on in the season. So if we look at this stem, for example, same principle as we used down there. Count the number of leaves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 leaves, and then cut that long whippy piece of growth off. So let's do that a bit more. See where it started growing back up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then keep doing the same thing. And if you find that there are too many growths that are clustered together, then go right back to where that growth started, right back to the woody piece at the end, where it started earlier this year, and cut it right back to the base, because to be honest, you can have too much of this very strong growth around. Now, the other thing that you need to do with wisteria, I mentioned it already, you haven't just got to prune it once during the summer, you've got to come back and do this job again in the winter. And you'll find that now that we've cut it, those buds, each of those buds will produce some more shoots. When you come back, once all the foliage has fallen off in the autumn and early winter, you can go back, and where you cut originally back to 5 buds, you can then take each of those shoots back to 2. So even if it's grown again, go back to your original cut and go back down to 2 buds from the base to further reduce it. And that way you'll encourage the plant to make lots of spurs, short stubby growths that will be covered in flower buds and dripping in flowers come April, May. There's quite a lot to get on with.